be September 8th against the New England Patriots. And then they're going orange pants for the first time, black top, orange helmet, December 19th against the Browns on Thursday Night Football. They had a photo shoot with this because all teams do, because NFL teams have really leaned into social media and getting their branding out as much as possible to almost where they, like Ohio State on Thursday, they're just opening up the fire hydrant. Here's more content than you asked for.
Mm-hmm.
And with Ja'Marr Chase, with T. Higgins, both contract situations that they would like to have resolved going into the 2024 season. Ja'Marr Chase, wide receiver 1, he wants wide receiver 1 money that, interestingly enough, his best friend and Justin Jefferson got with the Minnesota Vikings, that 4-year, $140 million contract. Not sure the Bengals are going to be the team to give you that, but this is the time you want to have that ironed out because you're going into your 4th year, and this is the time for the extension. Similarly with T. Higgins, who's playing on that 1-year franchise tag of $24 million, I think it is, wants an extension, wants the money that he feels he's deserving of from the Bengals. Both probably aren't going to get done before the season, but them being part of this photo shoot and them being active, while not participating in Ja'Marr's instance, he's a camp hold-in. Them being part of this photo shoot gives me the sense that they're all in on this season, and it helps standing in the middle of them is number 9, Joe Burrow.
It makes you feel like this is going to get done, right?
Probably.
At least it's a good...
For Ja'Marr.
It hasn't gotten ugly yet, and I guess that's the most you can hope for when you want this to work out, and it seems like Cincinnati is a place where Ja'Marr Chase wants to be.
Yeah.
Which is also a great card for you. You know, rightfully so. He wants, wide receiver 1 money.
He's deserving of it.
Deserving, and you really only get one chance at it.
This is it, yeah.
It's a wild investment that teams will make in guys, but one that the market, dictates and says, here's what they're worth. And, another 3, you only get one chance to have that big contract. And he's there, and he's at the top and earned it. So you just hope that agents and front office leadership don't get in the way.
Kind of hope Mike Brown doesn't put his foot in it.
Yeah, because it's a delicate dance, right? We see it every year with these contract holdouts. Just, can you come to a happy medium? If the guy's happy enough being here, don't get it to a point where it's ugly. Because from the player side, I don't know how he would handle it, but there's so much potential for hurt feelings there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not valued. Or why don't you think I'm worth this? That the front office might not even think of, that a player is probably thinking of.
Man, it was so interesting with the Lamar Jackson negotiations with Baltimore. He was his agent. And so if you're telling him, well, we think you're worth this, hard for a human being not to think, well, you don't value me then. And it's like, well, that's not what they're saying. But if that's how it's interpreted, it almost doesn't matter what you're saying.
Right.
Because if you've received that message one way, that's how you might carry yourself. Now, I think fortunately for the Ravens, Lamar didn't. I think fortunately for the Bengals, Ja'Marr understands that. And I think that's what's so important, this week, if you see him be a camp hold-in where he's participating. If it's raining, they had their joint practices with the Bears, and it rained in Chicago. He was out there still with the guys, still making sure that the other guys around him were being supported and probably feeling his presence.
Yeah, and that goes a long way. And you can, at that level, these guys are professionals, so you can kind of, having him there is great, but you can understand his position. I don't think as much you're looking at it as like, oh, why aren't you out here with us? Because everybody is well aware how the contract situations work. And yes, you want them to work this out, but this is his time.
Yep.
Like, this is his time to negotiate it, get it done, get your big payday of, never work again money.
It's generational wealth.
Yes.
That he's deserved.
That he has consistently performed and been one of the top at his craft in the most popular sport in America.
It's just interesting because I think that, we say so much they're deserved of this money, and it's the ridiculous sums that just keep increasing and increasing. And yeah, deserved, I guess, because it's what the market...
It's the wrong word.
What the market dictates.
It's not what we're saying. Is it our... Yeah. Am I going to say that pro athletes are overpaid? Yes.
You can say it. I'll say it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are wildly overpaid. When we say deserved, we mean the market is there.
Yep.
That other guys are getting it. That's where it is. And his performance has deserved him to be in this slot. there's not much we can change about the market.
And
Yes,
it'll continue to increase.
These numbers are wildly
as we
overpaid.
see with the figures in television deals and the money that the NFL asks for from its television partners. That'll increase.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to get more.
I've done the job, and I've also had many normal jobs after. The job, while very unique, it ain't that hard. I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's hard to get there. It's hard, but some of the numbers I'm seeing now. There is a market, so we can say deserved.
Yep.
But it's not that, man.
It's the phrasing.
Yeah.
And to that point, with basically the too long didn't read version is things will be fine for the Cincinnati Bengals this season. Now, what happens afterward, very interesting, because I don't expect Trey Hendrickson. I don't expect T. Higgins to be there. I do expect Jamar Chase. They did sign Evan McPherson to a 3-year, $16.5 million deal. And I know there was, there's jokes to be made about the Bengals because Mike Brown, again, likes to put his foot in his mouth, and he talks about pie and how much Joe Burrow gets this much pie. And the analogy is, well, there's not enough for a Jamar Chase or a T. Higgins. And people are saying, well, how much this slice for Evan McPherson might be too much. Well, for right now, if you're talking about a Chase deal, then maybe that deal gets pushed if they're giving a kicker. Not a ton of money, but this is still part of the pie analogy.
Yeah, and it's a constantly shifting pie, right?
Yep.
Year to year. We don't know what that pie looks like next year. It's not done
Always
baked yet.
different.
It's a different pie.
Apple, rhubarb.
Yeah, and I don't know. The kicker's a funny one, but it sounds silly.
You need to have it because you feel it when you don't.
That's exactly right.
Because we talk about the margins, and in the NFL, how many one-possession games can you lose that can keep you out of not just playoff contention, but that lose you a Super Bowl because you missed a kick?
And what you have in McPherson is also on
stability.
Top of stability, been consistent, and he's had playoff experience. He's made that run with you. In playoff kicking, I've never been a kicker, although I've been confused as one many times in my post-football career. It is.
I don't see that, by the way.
Thank you. It is different, when you're in that actual pressure situation. So if you're the Bengals, you're sitting there like, okay, we've got a guy that is really good, that has had postseason experience, that has proven that he can make that run for us. Yeah, we got to pay him.
Yeah.
You just have to. And it actually does something it helps Joe Burrow. Your offense operates differently when you've got a guy that's near automatic or
you make it
really,
to the 40,
really good.
you're good. We're getting points out of this drive.
You're good.
It's so important.
It changes everything. So yeah, it's a tough one for fans to a lot of times wrap their minds around, but you got to have one.
Mr. Unlimited has been, I'd say, very limited at Steelers camp. He's going to get his chance to cook tonight. We'll talk about that next. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
The Fan is live and local with Morning Juice, Caffeinate, and Dominate.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for over 30,000 mouth-watering choices with savings beyond low prices, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. More savings and more inspiring flavors make Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Check out this great deal on giant-sized Kellogg's cereal. Select varieties are on sale now, 3 for $10 with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. I would know. I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my 2 best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Columbus is my home. I was born and raised here. Went to high school here. Attended Ohio State University. Both my grandparents and my parents built their businesses here. At Rosati Windows, we're very passionate about giving back to this community. We support education, healthcare, the Columbus Fire Division, high school athletics, the Buckeye Ranch. A portion of every window we sell goes to support these programs and more. As a local company, we see the need in our community and we lend a hand.
At United Dairy Farmers, Peach is our most popular ice cream.
Although it's only here for a short time, we sell more of it than any other flavor. And once you taste it, you'll know why it wins the popularity contest. We make it from scratch by mixing in the juice from our hand-selected peaches and big chunks of fruit. That's what gives it that unique peachier flavor. And that might also explain why peach season at UDF doesn't last long. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
Guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV, we're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
That's the sound of sweat. Falling drip by miserable drip. Because your AC has decided to call it quits in this heat. But the Waterworks Heating and Cooling team never quits. So no sweat. The Waterworks offers same-day AC service to help you keep your cool this summer. And that sounds amazing. Call the Waterworks Heating and Cooling team, 614-333-9720, or schedule service on our website. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better AC.
Excuse me, waiter. There's a hair in my soup. A long purple hair.
I'm so sorry. I'll get the manager.
I'm the manager. How can I help?
Wait, weren't you the Plum Insurance mascot?
What gave it away? My long purple fur?
Something like that.
What if all insurance companies were like NJM and were known for putting their policyholders first, not gimmicks? Then all those insurance mascots would have to get real jobs.
I'll pass on dessert.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Billiards Plus has everything for the master griller in your house. Come to their showroom, open the lid, and feel the difference in their grills. Professional top quality equipment at great prices with a huge selection ready to go home with you. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
This is the White Castle Call of the Crave, and it's telling you to come in now for 10 cheese sliders for just $7.99. 10 cheese sliders for just $7.99. Boom! White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only, tax not included.
It's time that we face the facts when it comes to organ, eye, and tissue donation. It exists to save and heal lives. It's a way to look out for one another, to continue a legacy and give the gift of a fuller future, the gift of life.
But what about the barriers around organ donation?
Cost, age, religion, race, or health status are not factors that can get in the way. All it really takes is one epic yes. Register today to become an organ, eye, and tissue donor at donatelifeohio.org.
We go to war for you. Hi, it's Robert Sugar. Uber and Lyft accident? At Sugar Schnarr Trial Attorneys, we know the law and we'll fight for your rights. Call us at 877-WARFORYOU.com or visit warforyou.com for a free consultation. Results matter. Let us fight for your rights.
That's 877-WAR-FOR-YOU or visit warforyou.com.
War for you, warforyou.com.
Sports Talk Weekend Style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, you are. Eric Reeser, Dane Sanzenbacher, and Jacob Reimer rolling along until 1 o'clock today. We've got Ohio State and Washington from Columbus in 2003 coming your way as part of Buckeye Replay at 1 o'clock. That'll roll you right in to Browns Vikings at 4:25. Spoiler alert about the Buckeye Replay, Ohio State wins. We're not playing you games that Ohio State loses. Like, that would be silly.
No, that would, well, yes. I mean, that would be silly.
Be kind of an interesting twist if you tuned into thinking you were going to hear a Buckeye game from yesteryear that they were going to win, and then all of a sudden.
So close.
All of a sudden, no. But Timmy Hall will have you with that at 1 o'clock. Again, Browns Vikings at 4:25. About an hour from now, so 1 o'clock, 1:15. So it wouldn't be an hour from now. It'd be 45 minutes from now. Five-star offensive tackle David Sanders Jr. He's the top offensive lineman in the class. He's going to make his college choice. The finalists, Ohio State, Tennessee, Georgia, Nebraska. 24/7 Sports is going to be live streaming his decision from Raleigh, North Carolina, I believe is where Sanders Jr. is out of. Interestingly enough, Dan, the last five-star offensive lineman the Buckeyes landed was back in 2021. You may have heard of this person, Donovan Jackson. So it's been a minute since the Buckeyes have landed one of the top slobs in a recruiting class. Hopefully that's the case today, and especially when you can go and take him out of the South-ish, away from Georgia, Tennessee, and Nebraska's. The fact that Nebraska's involved in this has me thinking that maybe there's something more going on in Lincoln than I'm expecting. I don't expect much from Nebraska right now.
No, it is a brand new landscape, but what do you think would be drawing people to Nebraska
Matt Rule,
right now?
a
Just
coach,
NFL experience?
NFL experience, a guy that can develop a name, image, and likeness deal that could be lucrative to you in the land of, that's not Illinois is the land of Lincoln, but in Lincoln, Nebraska's it. Nebraska football, Cornhusker football, have been selling out games for 50 years, even when they're stinky.
Yeah.
And since their time in the Big Ten, outside of like 1 year where they found themselves in the Big Ten championship, I think of like the leaders division, they've stunk. And so maybe there's a renaissance going in Lincoln. I want the best for every Big Ten team not named Michigan, because I think that everybody gets elevated. So
yeah,
cool.
Hey, do you think in this landscape, and this is something I've just thought about, that a offensive lineman recruit might be stickier than a skill position?
Yeah.
As sticking around. And I don't know if there would be I don't know. I feel like the portal, you don't see as many people going to get this best offensive line.
Well,
have we?
So the Ohio State starting center, Seth McLaughlin.
You can educate me.
From Alabama. He started for them in the Rose Bowl in their loss to Michigan. So Ohio State's going to start, again, at center, a transfer from Alabama. Iowa had thought they pulled Caden to transfer to Iowa, then I think went on spring break with some former Alabama players, and then transferred from Iowa back to Alabama. So you see it in a couple of instances, but not really.
Maybe I'm wrong. It's hard for me to dive too hard into the recruiting trail.
Yeah.
I mean, it was hard before, but anymore, because what does it even mean?
Well, and
what does the commitment mean?
Right. If you haven't signed on the line that is dotted, and even that, I don't know how familiar you are with the name Jaden Rashada.
I'm familiar with your Glengarry Glenn Ross
but
reference.
He is, I think now, he added somebody to the lawsuit earlier this week, but he's suing Florida.
Yes,
he's suing their collective, and he's a quarterback at Georgia now. So I think that's even if you've signed on the line, you can get out of it.
Yeah,
with the proper legal assistance.
Well, admittedly, I haven't followed it much, but if the young man who is committing at 115